Hello, this is Uday. In this video, we are going to see what are the main difference between if and case in SQL Server. So let's try to see what exactly the case expression is first. The SQL Server case expression consists of at least one pair of when and then expressions. The when expression specifies the condition that is to be tested. The then expression specifies the action if the when condition returns true. And there are two forms of case expressions in SQL Server. One is simple case and the second one is the search case. So we have already created a detailed video about what exactly is the case expressions and its examples, its syntax. So I would request you to please go and watch that video, which would have entire detailed description of the case expressions. The link of the video is provided in the description below. Now looking at the if function, let's see what exactly the definition of if function is. If function is SQL Server returns one of the two values. So it basically retrieves either of the two values depending on whether the Boolean expression evaluates to true or false in the SQL Server. So there is basically a Boolean expression present in the if function. Based on the result of this Boolean expression, it will retrieve either the true value or the false value. So the syntax of if function is very simple. It is if keyword followed by the Boolean expression in the brackets and then the true value if the Boolean expression is true and then the false value if the Boolean expression is false. So basically the Boolean expression is the valid Boolean expression. So this is the condition whatever you want to provide in order to retrieve the data, and the true value, the value that is to be returned if the Boolean expression is true, and the false value, the value that is to be written if the Boolean expression is false. Let's see what exactly are the examples of case expression and the if function. So this is the simple query which includes the case expression where I am trying to pull employee name and manager. In the case expression, I am trying to search for a value where my salary is greater than 1000. So whichever rows are having salary greater than 1000, it will retrieve the data as above 1000 as a text, and for all the other scenarios it will display below 1000. So this is basically the case expression separated by when as a input expression, and then in the then clause it will provide the output impression. And let's look at the if function example. Here I am using the same example or the same value that needs to be retrieved, but in the form of if function. I'm trying to see in the if function my Boolean expression is if salary is greater than 1000. If it gets true, my true value gets fetched, that is above 1000. If it is false, my false value gets pulled up, that is below 1000. And this is basically the simple queries for case expression and the if function when we are just trying to retrieve data based on one single condition. So let's see when there are multiple when expressions in a case. In this example, what we are trying to fetch is when a salary is between 1000 and 2500, I wanted to display between 1000 and 2500 as a text, and then when my salary is greater than 1000, I wanted to display the text as about 1000, and for all other scenarios I want to display below 1000. In these multiple scenarios, the if function doesn't fit, because in the if function what we are doing is we are basically trying to fetch either true or false value based on one single Boolean expression. So now here we are having two expressions that needs to be fetched the data based upon. So it is very challenging in order to put these conditions in the if functions. Let's try to look at this using a query. I have a table employee which contains the details of employee name, manager, salary and department ID. Let's try using the case expression first. I will try pulling employee name, then salary, and in the case expression I'll try the first when clause where my salary is greater than 1000, and in this I wanted to display as above 1000. In all the other scenarios, which is to be else condition, it will display as below 1000. This would be the end of my case statements. I just give an alias to this as salary category from table employee. Now, while executing this query, it will give me the list of all the employee details. So wherever my salary is above 1000, it will display as above 1000 in this column, and wherever my salary is below 1000, it will display as below 1000. Now, using the same example, let's try to retrieve the data using if function. So I'm just trying to pull employee name, salary, and under the if function, my Boolean expression would be salary greater than 1000. If it gets true, I want to display as above 1000, and if it false, I want to display as below 1000. And this is the end of my if function. I'll also give the alias name as employee category and from table employee. Now executing this query would give me exact details or the exact result which I used to get from the case expression. Now if there are multiple when expressions, we know that we can simply put another when condition in the case expression, but we can also use the if function for multiple scenarios, like when I want to display the salary between 1000 and 2500. How? Let us try using that. My employee name, salary, and under the if condition, my first Boolean expression would be if salary is greater than 1000. If this gets true, I want to use another nested if function inside this. Now here, if my salary is greater than 1000, it will go and search for another Boolean expression where my salary is between 1000 and 2500. Now under this nested if function, my Boolean expression, if it is true, I want to display the value as between 1000 and 2500, and for all the other scenarios, if this gets false, I want to display as above 1000, because we are already trying to fetch the data which are greater than 1000. If my expected value is not between 1000 and 2500, it would automatically be above 1000, and this would be ending of my inner if function. Now I will be ending my outer if function by giving the false value. This would be my true value for this Boolean expression, and my false value for this would be below 1000, as we have given in our previous example. My column name would be salary category from table employee. Now when I execute this query, it will give me the result of what is been expected, like wherever my salary is between 1000 and 2500, my salary category column gives the value as between 1000 and 2500, and for all the other scenarios where my salary is more than 2500, it gives the value as above 1000. Similarly, if the salary is below 1000, the value shown is below 1000. So this is basically the if and case expression behaviors, and we can use either if function or the case expression based on our requirements. I hope this video is helpful to you. If you are new to this channel, I would request you to please subscribe to the channel and like the video. Thank you.